So this company called Donkervoort, I think I'm pronouncing that right, has created the F22. And I just want to talk a little bit about this design and show you what this car actually is. Because personally, even though this company I think was started in the late 70s, I've never really heard of this company before. It's a Dutch super sports car maker. They ended the run of the decade-old D8 GTO. Let's see what that is about, what that looks like. So it looks a little bit more like a Caterham or a more track focused, I guess. So this looks a little bit more grown up compared to the previous generation. So I just want to make a quick video on this here on Patreon, just to let you know what I think about this design. And also I want to know what you think about this, because here on Patreon I want to have it be more of a community, so we just talk about these new cars that don't make it onto the main channels. So let's see what we have here. This is the F22, named after the new boss Dennis Donkervoort's daughter Filippa, born in this year. So Filippa 22, that's cool. Slightly larger improvement on occupant room, aerodynamics, and luggage space. It weighs 1654 pounds, which is about half that. What is that? 750 kilos or something like that. Audi sourced 2.5 liter inline 5. 492 horsepower and a massively increased 472 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, which is crazy. But when you look at this car, you can kind of tell that this is a quick car because it looks light. There's not a lot of extra stuff going on this car. So let's have a look at this design, and I'm going to let you know what I think about it. I think it looks, from a side view, I think the side view is always the most important view, at least for me when I look at new cars. Looking at this, I think we have, it's a very simplistic design, and these two parallel lines here, it creates a static looking profile for me, because we have the same width all through this entire length of the car. I want to have it be a little bit more dynamic maybe, but at the same time that would probably add some, I don't know if it would add any weight to it, but it has a pretty static looking design. And just look at how far the driver sits here compared to the rest of the car. It's like the last 20% of the length of the car is where the greenhouse or the head is going to be, right here. And then you have this long hood sweeping forward. This is probably super fun to drive this car. But would I buy one myself? I'm not so sure, because it costs, let's see, 245,000 pounds or $258,000. And for that I can get a mint Ferrari 458 Italia if I wanted to, which is one of my favorite cars. I would probably buy that instead. And that's the thing. It looks like it's sold out immediately. Buyers claim the initial 50 unit run immediately, so Donkervoort has added 25 more units to production. I think that's super cool to hear. That's what I want to hear when new car company or car companies that are not so known are doing really well. It's cool to see, specifically since this is an traditional, internal combustion engine. There's no EV technology in this car. And it looks a lot more grown up than the initial D8 that we have right here. Let me see if I can get a full view of this so you can check it out, so you can compare it. Still has a pretty static design, but as I said, this looks way less refined than the new F22. It looks like they took the D8 and just refined it more, but still kept the same design language. Let me know what you think about this car. Are you a fan of the new Donkervoort F22? It's a Dutch company. I think it's cool that we still have car companies alive like this. That's my opinion. And I think the design, it has a unique design language to it, I would say. It doesn't really look like a Caterham. It does have some identifying design features, such as this lower part right here and the graphics front and rear. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below.